a part of me wanted to make this video immediately after the game yesterday. Like immediately. Like once the game was over with, make the video, immediate reaction, immediate thoughts, immediate words, immediate everything. You know? But I had to stop myself. I had to think. I said to myself, you know, bro, you have a very new YouTube channel. You don't have a big YouTube channel. You don't have a big following. You don't want to do something already that's going to get you banned for life. You don't want to say something that's going to get you banned for life immediately because of this game. So how about you just take it easy, okay? You don't want to say something that might get you put in prison for a couple weeks, okay? So how about you just chill for a second, all right? Don't do the immediate reaction to this game. Don't say how you feel just yet. Go sleep on it. Go to the gym. Go to work. Go be around your nephews. You know, be around some love. Be around your family. And see if you feel the same way tomorrow. Okay? The truth is, I feel the exact same way as I felt yesterday. But I don't want to get my channel banned. So I'm not going to say certain things, but I do have certain thoughts. There is something very, very, very important that we have to speak about as a family, okay? As a community, it's the most important thing, okay? We're not going to sit here and talk about the drops by the receivers, okay? We'll save that for later. Save that for later, okay? We're not going to sit here and talk about the turnovers we got and the lack of points we got off the turnovers. Okay, we're not going to talk about that right now. Okay, we're not going to speak about the horrendous O-line play specifically by the veterans on the O-line. Okay, we're not going to speak about that right now. We'll save it for later. Okay, we're not going to speak about the penalties and the yards it cost us right now. We're not going to talk about that because it's something that's glaring right now. That's the most important when it comes to Tennessee Titans football that we need to talk about. And for some reason, some people don't want to talk about it. Okay? What we need to talk about, the most important thing we got to talk about is the fact that we have a high school algebra teacher as our head coach. Okay, I want y'all to come to grips with it. Come to grips with it, because that's what it is. Okay, we have a tax preparer as our head coach. Okay, we have an insurance salesman as our head coach. Okay, that's just what it is. If y'all have not seen it by now, Brian Callahan is not a head coach in the NFL. I don't know who's tricking y'all. I don't know what type of ammo he has on y'all to defend him so much. But Brian Callahan is not a head coach in the NFL. Okay? Have y'all ever seen, have you been somewhere where you see somebody doing a job, their job is their job? But you can kind of tell, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. You're not too good at this job, whether it be a waiter or a fry cook or a doctor or a dentist or a therapist. That's your title. That's your job. But maybe you should, think about doing something else. Because you're not very good at this. That's what Brian Callahan is right now. His job title is head coach of the Tennessee Titans, but he probably shouldn't be doing this. It's probably just not for him. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Just get ready for it now, okay? Fans don't like to hear that their head coach is not good because that typically means bad for your team this year and probably bad for your team next year. You're probably going to be bad this year. You're probably going to be bad for the next couple years. And that's why fans don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. Okay? Now, Brian Callahan did great things with Joe Burrow. Brian Callahan did great things with Peyton Manning and more. But that was at a different position. That was at a position, a job title, where you don't need to be certain things that you are as a head coach. Okay? He was the offensive coordinator in those times. You need to be different in those positions. Let me tell y'all what I mean. Okay? As a head coach, in my opinion, and y'all can tell me what y'all think. If y'all disagree with me, let me know. That's cool. But for me, in my opinion, you can have all the smarts in the world. You can have all the schemes in the world. You can have all the route concepts, whatever you want to have in the world. But you got to have something else that some people just don't have. You got to have a little bit of oomph to you. You got to have a little bit of bass in your voice. You got to be able to lead a bunch of men. You got to be able to do that. Do y'all think Brian Callahan can do that well? Just let me know. I personally don't think so. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you just have to be that. The perfect coaches are both, a marriage of both. Brian Callahan is only one. And I've been saying this for a very long time. He's just not a good head coach. Now, that's just me speaking generally. I'm not even talking about yesterday right now. I'm just speaking generally about how I feel about Brian Callahan as a head coach. And I've always felt this way about Brian Callahan as a head coach. I think he's a really good offensive mind. I think he's probably a really good guy. I don't think he's a head coach. I think you gotta be a guy that your guys trust. If your guys don't trust you, if your guys feel like they got a little bit more oomph than you, it's not gonna work. I don't care how many X's and O's you know. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. It's the same thing over there with Mike McDaniel in Miami. Them guys don't believe in him. I'm sorry. It's the same thing with Brian Callahan. I don't know if any of you have ever played a sport where you've had a coach that you don't respect. He's the head coach, so you go along, you go with the program and you go with the flow. But you don't really respect that guy, and your teammates don't either. Teammates talk. Okay, everybody knows what the vibe is. If you've ever had a head coach, especially in football, you might be able to get away with it in another sport. But when you playing football and you have a head coach that nobody really respects, those teams never do well. You have to have a guy that's going to be able to lead y'all into the game. Everybody trusts him. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know some of y'all hate it, but Mike Vrabel is that. And I'm not saying I want Mike Vrabel back. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying Mike Vrabel has a little bit of that oomph, that asshole in him. He don't care if people like him. He don't give a damn if people like him. I feel like Brian Callahan is a very, very nice guy that cares if people like him. And that's just that, okay? And I ain't trying to bash the guy. It's still my football team. So I'ma just get off in general, and we're gonna speak about tomorrow. It's a million things we could talk about, okay? But I ain't trying to make this too long, okay? Play calling, I ain't talking about that, bro. Like his play calling was bad last year. It's gonna be bad this year. It just is what it is. The guy's not a good play caller. He's second year now, but he's a first-time play caller. He's not good at it, okay? The two things that make me say, that confirmed it for me, that this guy is simply just not a head coach. You had a whole year last year. This year is your prove-it year, okay? Two things that is just inexcusable, bro. And y'all say I'm trying to calm down, bro. I'm trying to not say things that will get my YouTube channel banned for life. Okay? It's the end of the second quarter, about to go into halftime. You're backed up on your own, 5-10 yard line, somewhere very close to our own end zone. Okay? You have a rookie quarterback. Do you know how lucky you are right now to be up 3 points? You're up. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was 1 point. Do you know how lucky you are to be up in the game against the Denver Broncos, a playoff team last year? Damn near the best defense in the league. You are a 3-14 team last year with a rookie quarterback, and you're up 3 going into half. Do you know how lucky you are to be in this situation? Do you know what 95% of head coaches in the league would do in that situation? What would they do, y'all? They would run the fucking ball, make the Broncos call a timeout. They would run the ball again, make the Broncos call a timeout. They would run the ball again and take the time all the way down to the 0-0-0 mark and run into the locker room. High morale. We feeling good. We up 3 points. Rookie quarterback. Let's regroup and go out and do it again. Right? Do you know what Brian Callahan does? Do you know what his brain tells him to do? This is something that no other head coach in the league would do, even the bad ones. Brian Callahan decides to throw 3 random screen passes. I guess he got a hard on for these screen passes. Cam Ward got a dirt 2 of them, and we take no time off the clock, and we got to punt the ball back to Bo Nix and his offense, who really ain't been playing too good all day. You gave them a gift. Now, what do they do next? They march down the field. Cortland Sutton touchdown. So you could have been going into the locker room up 6-3. Now you're down 10-6? How did that happen? Why did you even give them the opportunity to score? Now look, my boy DK had a great kickoff return, bailed his dumb ass out, okay? And we kick a field goal, now we're only down 1. But still, we could have been up 3. Do you know what that does for your football team when you go into the locker room with your chance to regroup up as a very bad football team last year? Do you know what that does for your team? Okay. But even that though, right? Like, I always try to give the benefit of the doubt to head coaches, because at the end of the day, there is a thinking, even if it's dumb, even if I don't agree with you, there's a thinking and a reasoning to maybe why they did it, right? Like maybe he's like, okay, I want to give my young rookie quarterback a chance to go out there, maybe get us to, their 40-yard line, be aggressive, kick a field goal, get some more points. I think that's asinine and stupid and the wrong decision, but I understand the thinking and the logic behind it, okay? This next thing, there is absolutely no explanation for, okay? Cam Ward throws a great ball to Io Manor. Io Manor catches the ball. A good part of his body is hanging out of bounds, but he gets his elbow inbounds. You can see Armani Hooker on the sideline going like this. He's going crazy. Like that's a catch. I'm thinking we about to the referees call it no catch, incomplete. I'm thinking we for sure gonna challenge that. Next thing I know, we back into the huddle and we going back to the line to run a play. I'm like, where is the red? I'm not seeing the red. Should there not be a challenge flag coming out? So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was just like so much not a catch that we just didn't challenge it. After the game, we lose. And a reporter, I don't know if it was Jim Wyatt or somebody asked him the question, like, on that catch for Ioman, it looks like he got his elbow in. What was the explanation in not challenging? This guy, a head coach in the NFL of an NFL team, says, well, you got to get your foot in too. You know, one elbow doesn't equal a catch, doesn't equal 2 feet.
Challenge on the Ioman play where they moved out of bounds on the sidelines, and it looked like his elbow hit inbounds first.
Yeah, you got to get a foot inbounds too, which we didn't have a clean look at whether his foot was down as well. An elbow doesn't equal 2 feet, so his foot would have had to come down as well. We didn't have a clean look, so the call from upstairs was that it wasn't worth challenging.
What? I'm looking around like, wait, am I tripping? Am I tripping right now? Bro, as long as I've watched football, it's always been one body part or 2 feet. They literally always say one cheek, as in one butt cheek, equals 2 feet. Did you think that only counted for butt cheeks? You think they made a rule just for butt cheeks? No, it's for any body part. It's any body part. His elbow got in as a catch. As a catch. When I saw him say that, I said, there is no explanation. I don't want to hear an explanation. This guy is not a head coach in the NFL. Simple. How do we as fans know the rules? This is a completion rule. How do you not know the rules on a catch? As a head coach, how do we know these things better than you? As a head coach. No explanation. So, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and keep talking about these things, okay? I don't want to get my YouTube channel banned for life if I say what I really want to say. Okay? I'm not going to do it. All I'm going to say is there are a lot of Brian Callahan truthers out there because he spent some time with Joe Burrow and he spent some time with Peyton Manning. I'm telling y'all right now, just come to grips with it. Okay? This guy will be gone by the bye week. He's not an NFL head coach. I'm sure he's a really nice guy. I'm sure he treats his family well and his friends well, and he's good conversationalist and all this great stuff. But he's not a head coach. He is not fit for that job title. He is not a head coach in the NFL. He will be gone by the bye week. Simple as that. Okay? He can go back to being an OC, amazing in that role. I mean, quarterbacks coach, whatever. But a head coach in the NFL don't do the things that he did yesterday. And we can sit here and speak about a lot more things, but those 2 things are borderline inexcusable. You can't do that and be no head coach in the NFL. I'm sorry. Okay? Other than that, the only other thing that matters is Cam Ward. Okay? At the end of the day, I don't care about nothing else because this roster is not going to look the way it looks now in 2 years. It's going to be totally different. The coaches will be gone. The roster will be flipped. It's going to look totally different. So I don't give a damn what happens. As long as Cam Ward looks good, and he did. I mean, he was dotting folks up. He dotting niggas up, man. He was dotting y'all niggas up. This is the best defense in the league we talking about. When he didn't have 4 guys in his face, he was dotting niggas up. And that's all I really care about. All right? Cam Ward is the only constant that's going to be on the roster. So I'm not really tripping. It's going to be a flipped roster. Okay? Brian Callahan will be gone by the bye week. And y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all think I'm tripping, y'all think I'm wrong, if y'all think I sound ridiculous, let me know. Tell me what you think. Okay? If you agree with me, tell me what you think. If you neutral, just tell me your thoughts.